Weekly Community Development Meeting. It is November 3rd and it's 9:07 a.m. I'm calling this meeting to order. Commissioner Brooks and Duncan are here and Commissioner Filios will join us shortly. Ben, you want to do the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. Any changes to the agenda? Okay, hearing none. The only thing I would add is we are going to handle them out of order. So we'll handle 7 before 6 and no opening remarks and any conflicts of interest.
No.
All right, hearing none, we will go ahead and handle item 7, and this is our business portion of the meeting, and it's consideration of tax deeds for AIN 246-570-140940, 132203, and 108083. And Director, or do we want Ben to handle this?
Commissioners, I'll lead off and
Okay.
then Ben can jump in. I'll defer to just describing these first, but since Vlad's item's on the screen, and this is simple enough, you may not need to see anything. The staff, in this case Ben and his staff, have done a super job of explaining what's what. I think the easy takeaway is this first AIN really needs to go to Cave Bay Community Services, Inc., because they're the authority with the sewage system.
Yep.
And it's right next door, and they're the only logical recipient. Similarly, this 140940 is in the city of Rathdrum. There's only 2 property owners on either side where it should logically go because it's such a small piece.
Yep.
And then on the last 2, 132203 and 108083, those are both floodway areas that we, the county, have paid for. We shouldn't give it up because we use federal money
Right.
to buy it. And so our recommendation is we just keep them
Okay.
in both cases.
So then for the Cave Bay one, has anybody reached out to them yet?
Not that I know of. Ben, do you know?
Okay.
No, nothing I'm aware of. So it looks to me that it was created in error. It's just part of a remainder description. And so I suppose that that's something that we could probably do.
So should we have my office do it?
Doesn't really matter.
Since the request, probably came to the board's office, I believe. So
That'd be
Okay.
helpful.
All right, we'll do that because you guys are, I don't want to put any more on your plates because you already had to do this much of it. All right, so for that first AIN 246570, we'll have our staff reach out to Cave Bay Community Services and see if they're interested in having that conveyed to them. Then for the second property, I don't know that we really need to reach out to either of the contiguous property owners. We'll just verify that neither one of them are the ones who put this request forward. And then if, and I guess I can have my office put the last 2 on the business meeting for Tuesday because you guys already have another item, and we'll go ahead and just deny those sales.
Okay,
So-
that works.
Okay, Bill, do you have any questions or any thoughts on that?
No, that sounds fine with me.
Okay. All right, so anything with those other, nope. Okay, well, still no Chris yet. Pat, are you on the line? And no Pat. Okay. All right, I guess we'll just,
Can you hear me?
oh, Pat, is that you?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, yep, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, and I do concur with the recommendation of Mr. Callahan on all 4 of those tax deed parcels, especially the 2 in Cataldo. I think it's important that those be retained by the county for various reasons.
Yes, yep. Okay,
So,
good deal. Well, we're just waiting for Commissioner Filios to come, and then we will handle our item 6, and then that will be
Okay.
it for today. So, How many minutes, Jonathan? Oh, great. Perfect.
Wow.
Hi, Chris. So we just have the Gozzer
Okay.
thing to go through. So Vlad, do you want to take it away?
Good morning, Commissioners. For the record, Vlad Finkel with Kootenai County. This is a request to complete a final plan application for Gozzer Range Golf and Lake Club PUD. As you may recall, Gozzer Range PUD preliminary approval in case number PUD 21-0003 contemplated two different requests. One request was to consolidate one of the existing residential structures with a golf course in order to construct a new building on site that would facilitate for a spa and med facility. And then the second request was to add 3 additional parcels, which would total an additional 28 acres and would bring up the overall PUD area of up to 692 acres, with 2 minor amendments that took place in recent years and were previously approved by Director Callahan. This is the map that was presented to you at the preliminary hearing for this application. The parcel on the west is highlighted in red. The 2 parcels on the east are highlighted in red as well. And then this lot here was to be consolidated with the golf course recreational parcel. The board approved it this past summer, and as the code requires, the applicant must file a final PUD plan that would address any conditions of approval set forth in the preliminary approval. This is a bit unique because typically when a preliminary application for a PUD is approved, there's a set of conditions that are placed for the establishment of a PUD. When it comes to an amendment, there are very few conditions that are placed on a PUD that are strictly related to the amendment itself. In this case, you can see this is the final PUD plan that was submitted by the applicant, which includes the cumulative density chart for the assessment of already platted lots within the PUD to account for the overall density that was approved. It is currently approved of up to 375 units. I believe a total of 335 have been exercised, have been platted, and there are 40 remaining unit densities that are still available. And so they can be exercised within the proposed parcels that are to be added to this PUD. Based on review of the final PUD plan application and conditions of approval that were placed by the board, all of the conditions that were added to the PUD preliminary approval for the amendment are related to future infrastructure improvements such as water, sewer, road, and road construction. Those will be handled at the time when a subdivision application is submitted. In fact, we have 2 minor subdivision applications in this location on the east side of the PUD that have been submitted recently. They were placed on hold until a decision is made on the final PUD plan. Staff does not see any reason for the board to deny this final PUD plan application, and we recommend that you approve it so that it can be recorded with their clerk and recorder's office, and then the minor subdivisions can move forward with their review process. Do you have any questions for me?
Bill, any questions?
No.
Chris, questions?
Yeah, I have 2.
Madam Chair, can I just interject one thing?
Sure.
I just wanted to remind the board that this does not increase the density
Correct.
in the Gozzer Ranch PUD. So,
Right, and actually, that was going to be my first question of Ladd, so thank you for pointing that out, Bill. We're
That
also...
was Pat.
Oh, that was Pat?
Yeah,
Thanks, Pat. Sorry.
that's okay.
Okay, and it also does not increase the overall number of units, is that also correct?
Correct.
That's correct. So the two minor subdivisions that are currently on hold with our department consist of two 4-lot minor subdivisions, which total 8 additional units, which will be subtracted from the overall remaining units, which is currently 40. It will go down to 32.
Yes. And then I would guess too that of those remaining 32, many people there have double lots. So they may not even end up with a full 40 at the end, right?
Unfortunately, I don't have the answer for you. That's a good question. We do have a process that you are maybe aware of called LCA, Lot Consolidation Agreement.
Yeah.
There were numerous lot consolidations that were requested throughout the years. We, as a department, keep track of those. However, because of the possible changes throughout the review process, the cumulative density chart, from what I understand, addresses those projects that are platted as lots, but lot consolidations is something that we keep track on the side. And as you have stated, Commissioner Duncan, it could actually increase the density by consolidation of those existing lots. But we don't have the exact number because those lot consolidations could be coming at any day.
Sure. Okay. Well, if no further questions, then I would take a motion.
Okay, so I will move therefore that with regard to PUD 22-0001, the Gozzer Ranch PUD, that we approve the final application for the inclusion of the 2 areas as recently discussed into the overall PUD. End of motion.
I'll second.
I second the motion.
Commissioner Filios,
Aye.
Bill Brooks,
No.
and Chair Duncan.
Aye. All right, motion passes, and with no further business, this meeting's adjourned, 9:20. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Commissioners.